Welcome back to the CryptoWorld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, while Ethereum is still running into this important area of support, we're seeing official government accounts attempting to pump the price of ETH. Meanwhile, the World Economic Forum just accidentally promoted Bitcoin mining, which I'll talk about in just a moment, so definitely stick around. First of all, just giving you a quick update here on the daily Bitcoin chart, and basically over the last one day, not much has changed on the daily time frame. And so right now, we still have this area of support in between around 24,000 to 25.2k. And as for resistance, we have this previous area of resistance, which should now also be acting as resistance again, considering the price has obviously broken back below it. And this is sitting in between around 28,000 to 29.5k. And obviously, despite the fact that the larger trend at play on the daily time frame is obviously still a bullish trend forming higher lows and higher highs, we are still clearly seeing short-term bearish momentum, basically a pause or a pullback from the larger bullish trend, kind of like what we saw back here or back here, for example. And once again, as I've explained in recent videos here on the channel, even if the price of Bitcoin pulls all the way back down towards around 24 to 25,000, then in that case, that would be a similar sized correction to what we saw back here, which occurred within this larger bullish trend once again. But anyway, if you're zooming into the shorter term, this is on the 4-hour Bitcoin chart, and right now, as of recording this video, the price of Bitcoin is currently getting a rejection from this area, which was previous support and is now acting as short-term resistance, which is sitting in between around 27.5k to around 27.8k. So once again, right now, that is currently acting as short-term resistance. And if we see a further rejection to the downside, then the next short-term level of support is sitting in between around 26.6k to 26.8k. And once again, as I've been saying pretty much every day since all the way up here, we still have this active bearish divergence on the 4-hour Bitcoin chart, which is seen by the lower highs in the 4-hour Bitcoin RSI. So at least as of right now, we're still seeing bearish momentum in the short term. This bearish divergence has not yet been invalidated, but if we see a confirmed breakout here in the RSI, that would be the first signal pointing towards an invalidation of this bearish divergence. But ideally, we need to start forming higher lows and higher highs again in the RSI alongside the price action in order to regain any significant bullish momentum and continue the larger bullish trend. So once again, at least for now, we are still looking more bearish than bullish, at least in the short term. But as I said earlier, this is currently occurring within a larger bullish trend, kind of like what we saw back here. But anyway, now for some interesting Bitcoin news today. The World Economic Forum, which is an international organization which has previously criticized Bitcoin mining for its energy usage, has just accidentally promoted Bitcoin mining. That is right. In a new video posted by the WEF on their official website, outlines how these low-cost data centers can effectively help save the environment without realizing that the computers made up in these data centers are actually Bitcoin miners. That is right. They are mining Bitcoin, and the WEF, the World Economic Forum, goes against everything that they have said in the past and essentially says these Bitcoin miners are helping to save the environment without actually realizing that these computers are Bitcoin miners. So they, of course, did not mention Bitcoin by name or Bitcoin miners by name. They refer to these computers as data centers, but once again, they are actually Bitcoin miners. So obviously, this is something very interesting that has only just happened. And if you want to know the actual source to this information, then check out my Twitter account, because I did post the source to all of this underneath this tweet, which of course takes you to the official worldeconomicforum.org website, where they posted this positive video about Bitcoin miners without actually realizing what they are promoting are Bitcoin miners. And as always, you can find a link to my Twitter in the description down below and also in the pinned comment below this video. But anyway, now getting into the Ethereum Ethereum part of this video. This is on the daily ETH to US dollar chart. And right now, as of recording this video, the price of ETH is close to retesting this important area of previous resistance, which is currently acting as support, sitting in between around 1770 to 1820. And now in a more bearish scenario, if we actually see a confirmed break below 1770, then in that case, we would likely drop down towards around 1650 to 1.7k, which is this area of support. And once again, as I've explained recently here on the channel, even if we do see the price of ETH drop all the way down towards around 1650 to 1.7k, in that case, that will be around the same sized correction to what we saw back here during late February, entering into early March, which of course occurred within this larger bullish trend. But obviously in the shorter term, we have lost bullish momentum, as I've been warning about since this RSI entered into overbought territories, telling us we're due to see a cool off from the trend. And when you consider the fact that here on the 4-hour ETH to US dollar chart, this bearish divergence is still currently active, of course, this means that we should not be expecting any significant bullish momentum anytime soon in the imminent short term. And instead, right now, simply based on these momentum indicators like the RSI, the price of ETH is currently looking quite weak, at least in the short term. Once again, this is different from the larger trend at play, which is technically still valid because we're still seeing higher lows and higher highs, at least as of right now on the daily time frame. But on the smaller time frames like the 4-hour chart, obviously we're currently looking more bearish than bullish. And as for short-term support and resistance, we are currently running into this area of support sitting in between around 1830 to 1850, with this area of resistance sitting in between around 1920 to 1940. And now if we end up seeing a confirmed break below around 1830, then in that case we would likely see a drop down towards around 1700 to around 1720, which is the next short-term support area. And once again, as I've explained in recent videos here on the channel, in order to invalidate this bearish divergence and potentially see more bullish momentum, we need to first see a breakout here in the RSI and begin forming some higher highs and higher lows, because obviously in that case, that would be the first signal on the chart pointing towards potentially a return in bullish momentum. But at least right now, we have not yet confirmed that bullish reversal signal in the short term. But despite this being the case, if you're looking at the official government account of the Department of Health of the Philippines, this has recently tweeted out a tweet saying ETH should honestly pump to $4,000 by next month. The Department of Health will pump it. And just to prove that this tweet is actually real, I will refresh the page, and as you can see right here, this is indeed a real tweet by this official government account. But obviously, with that being said, this account was likely hacked. It's unlikely that this tweet actually came from the Department of Health of the Philippines, despite this being an actual tweet on Twitter. But either way, let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below, because I thought this was just something interesting to throw into the video. And now, if you want to know how to maximize your profits in crypto, no matter if the price is going to the upside, to the downside, or simply chopping around sideways, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how to make money if the price is going either up or down, and the video in the bottom left shows you how to make money if the price is chopping around sideways. But anyway, that's everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.